Everybody, what's going on? I thought it would be fun today to take a look at Kain since I pulled a bunch of copies of him recently. I've been playing around with him and he is really dope, man. He is a lot of fun. So I figured we'd go over and talk about how I've built him, and then I think we'll take a look at him in Cinsaro Marsh. I think he's going to be really good in there. So what I'll probably do is swap him out for my Ravenna, since my Ravenna just kind of melts that whole run. We'll put Kain in for her and see just how he contributes and how he performs, okay? Let's go through his skills real quick, his skills and gear, and then we'll take a look at him in action. For his ultimate, calls for guided missile support to bombard the area, dealing damage equal to 190% of attack. And then with the talent, an additional bomb hits the area, dealing damage equal to 120% of his attack. Here he throws a bomb that basically bounces around. It'll bounce to enemies it didn't hit the first time, and if it does hit someone else again, then the damage is reduced by 50%. But it's still pretty cool. And then with the talent, it gets to bounce around a little more. Here he fires a special round. That all got jumbled into one word. Spiles. Fires a special round at the nearest enemy in front of him, dealing damage equal to 140% to the target and all enemies in a 3-meter radius. It also reduces the cooldown of Demonic Bomb by 0.5 seconds upon scoring a critical hit. Can be reduced by up to 3 seconds max. I think this is going to be really good for when the cocoons are there, right? That's like an easy AoE hit. I think this is going to be pretty nice. And then here, every time he hits an enemy, he adds a stack of No Mercy. Each stack of No Mercy increases his attack by 0.8% up to 20 times, and then with the talent, it's up to 30. So kind of in the same way that Ravenna ramps her own damage up as the fight goes on, he does the same thing, and he doesn't have to crit to do it. He just has to hit someone, okay? So that's kind of interesting. So I don't think crit is as important on him. You definitely do want to have the crit. You want to have some crit, but I don't think you have to focus it as hard as someone like Taylor or Bot Mark II, okay? So again, super cool champ. Talents, we just maxed out all the skills and then hit all the attack. And then here there's crit rate. Be sure you grab that. 7% crit rate is a lot. That's half. It's a little less than half of a Sun Signet set just from there, okay? I went double crit rate set, crit damage set, and we went crit damage, attack, attack. I figured I would go crit damage on the gloves. I'd rather him crit a little bit less and do bigger damage when he does. You could certainly justify going crit rate here if you really wanted to lean into the, every time he crits, reducing the cooldown of Demonic Bomb. You could certainly justify going crit rate there and just have him constantly critting to cycle that skill faster. I was playing around with him on crit damage. Actually, if I've got crit rate gloves, why don't we just swap them on? Why don't we go ahead and do that and see what it looks like? I do have crit rate gloves. So there, we'll rock that, okay? So we'll go crit rate, and then of course attack across the bottom, and then any combination of Sun Signet and Overload sets that you have. Maybe a little bit more partial to Sun Signet. If you want to go crit rate on the gloves, you might be able to get away with going more Overload sets, especially if you can find a little crit rate in the subs. But that's on you. But that's basically a pretty standard crit rate style build. And then I've got his exclusive up to 20 right now. When you unlock it, after use of Dead Guidance, Kain's other skills will deal 20% more damage for 10 seconds. Each subsequent bounce of Demonic Bomb will deal 25% more damage, and then after using Dead Guidance, immediately reduces cooldowns of Demonic Bomb and Wicked Explosion by 3 seconds. So pretty good value in the exclusives there. I won't 30 him anytime soon, I don't think. I have a lot of other priorities. A second reduction on the cooldown of Wicked Explosion. It would be handy, but probably not necessary ultimately. Probably not necessary, okay? So let's jump into Cinsaro Marsh, where I think he's going to be good. We'll try a 15 run. I'm going to drop Ravenna. Should I leave Res in? I guess I could leave Res in. I almost want to see how he performs without Res first. So why don't we drop Res for now, and we'll put in who do we want to throw in? Someone that's like going to help out, but not make it too fast. You know what I mean? Let's just throw you in and see what it looks like. And then Kain is going to benefit from Rhoda. I like Flowing Rune. When an ally they recover 200 injury. I like Flowing Rune. I think Flowing Rune is really helpful for Ravenna here. Helps her ult and kind of stay on top of things a little better. I think this one could be interesting. Let's try that one and just see what the run looks like. And we'll just do one. Let's see what kind of damage output we're going to get from him here. It'll be really interesting to see how he hangs with Sinway after Sinway ults, because Sinway pumps out some damage, dude. It'll also be interesting to see how Kain deals with the cocoons and all that stuff. Yeah, he just turned right around and focused him. That's very helpful. This is a much faster run than I was expecting without Ravenna, actually. And I just threw Ampu in for the hell of it. Interesting. Okay. Let's drop you. I'm actually curious if we can get a faster run than we've had. Again, I like Flowing Rune, but maybe with this, we're in good shape. Because Kain, the nice thing about Kain here is that he doesn't seem to have to wait for an ult. Ravenna, historically anyway, wants to wait on an ult to deal with the cocoons and stuff. So if we weren't just bullying our way through this so intensely, it would matter a little bit more. But when my runs were a little bit slower and there were more cocoons spawning and stuff, it was kind of tough sometimes because, again, Ravenna has to wait for an ult to deal with them, whereas Kain is just turning around and doing it. 27 seconds. I don't know if that's my best. What's my best? 23 is my best. I mean, not bad considering we don't have res in the mix, though. What if we put him back here and we drop Sinway and we throw in res? Now this is just kind of playing around with Cinsaro Marsh. I think Kain might end up earning a spot in this team. And then we give him her as well. And see what this looks like. I also figure at some point we're gonna have to get some higher stages of this. And I think Kain will have an opportunity to like really shine. But I would say if you're progressing through and you've managed to get your hands on a few copies of Kain, I think he's going to be pretty helpful in here. The fact that he just turns straight around and deals with the cocoons is very helpful. Is this a new best? Tied our best. Interesting. And we got one of him. He's also doing pretty decent damage. Let me do one more run like this, actually. I forgot to specifically clock his damage that time. I want to see how much damage he puts in here. I mean, he's obviously not going to hang with Ravenna, but... What if we give res to him? Wonder how that would go. That was 22. It was actually 22, and you guys all saw that it was actually 22. So she did 38 million, he did 6. Okay. Wonder what it looks like if we give res to Kain. What's up, Kain? Maybe like that? That way he's getting his boost. See how that compares. Look at him pumping out some damage, dude. That's a testament to Rez right there. All right, there's Ravenna pulling away, though. So it slows the run down a little bit, but he does get to put out more damage. So let's drop Ravenna again and play around with it a little bit more. Maybe one more run. And we'll let him keep Rez. And we'll throw in... Sinway's really good in here. I like Sinway in here. I want Nagrama to be better in here, but... I wonder if Bailey's any good in here. You wouldn't think so. If he would just target the boss, though, maybe. Let's see. I'm kind of curious what Bailey does in here. And we'll put him in the... No, let's do it like this, I think. That's just more of a meme, honestly. I'm not expecting a ton out of him. I mean, unless he does do a bunch of damage, then we might swap out Kain and put in Ravenna. Yeah, dude, the fact that he just turns right around and deals with him is huge. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from this testing, is that if you're struggling with the cocoons, so far I haven't seen anyone handle them in the way that Kain does. I haven't seen anyone that just turns straight around and deals with him immediately. He seems to be the quickest on the draw with dealing with the cocoons. And the cocoons are very problematic if your runs are lasting a little bit of time. So yeah, he's fantastic in there. I don't think he's got much utility in Terradome, and I don't know that he's doing enough multi-hitting to really shine in Disa Caves, but everywhere else, I'm using him in Altar. I'm using him in Twilight Lands as well. I don't know about Arena. I don't know how well he would do in Arena, honestly. I mean, maybe. No, Arena's kind of specific. Maybe as you're working your way up, there's kind of a meta. This game really, at least in its current state, there's kind of a clear meta that you just kind of have to participate in right now if you want to do well in Arena. So that's just the way it is. But he's real dope. So I think, again, my biggest takeaway from here is if you're working on progression and you have Kain, I would slot him in. I think he's really good in there. I think he deals with everything else that's going on really well while also contributing to damage on the boss. Yeah, he's dope. So I reckon that's it. We'll get on out of here. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know who you'd like to see next. I'm going to go through and do a lot of different champs, but if you got anybody that you're in a hurry to see me do a video on, let me know and I'll bump them up the list a little bit. So that's it. I'm getting out of here. Appreciate y'all.